G'day guys, Wombat here for another League of Legends video. In this video we are going to be following mostly Fizz, who is Swiffer, going mid. Swiffer, if you don't know, is the mid laner for Chiefs, who's for the longest time have been the best Oceanic team. They managed to get knocked out against Legacy for the second time in the Oceanic Finals, and then Legacy ended up losing to Avant-Garde. So Chiefs is not quite where they were, but still one of my favourite mid laners. So we're gonna check out this Fizz game for him. One thing you're gonna notice straight off the bat in this game is that even at this pretty much pro level, challenger level players, because it's solo queue, it's just messy. Everything they do, nothing's clean like it is in a team game. You can see right there, Lucian standing there just tanking hits for no reason, taking damage. Blitzcrank just runs straight in, easy hook, and misses. Like, I don't know whether he's lagging or whether he's DC'd for a second, but just like out of just nothing happening. So Blitzcrank's running in, basic attacking. Otto on Janna. Otto is the coach for Legacy. So we've got Carbon, the jungler for Legacy, on blue team. Otto, the coach, on red team. Swiffer on red, and I'm sure there's other pro players in there, but I'm not. I don't know them all, and if they don't have initials before their name, then I'm not going to know who they are, and if they're Smurfs, I'm not going to know what their names are either. But so we're going to be focusing mostly on Swiffer, on Fizz, versus press B to blow, whoever that is, on Kale. He's obviously still a good player because he's, he's in Challenger or Master. This game's all Challenger and Master tier players. So new jungle, starting Gronk, I think that's his name. Anyway, starting the Frog, and then heading to blue. Jungle Nidalee not your typical jungler, but it's been done in Challenger, so it's doable, and she has a pretty good game, this one. So I don't know what to say about that. So here we go. At this point, Swiffer is starting Crystalline Flask and 3 pots. So he's basically going full sustain. He just wants to sit in lane forever and farm. And when you're playing a melee AP assassin versus a long range player like Kale, who has a lot of early game damage, a lot of just damage with a flame sword, you need that sustain. So Swiffer's just going to sit in mid lane, chugging pots, trying to farm as best as he can, and he'll try and pick up a kill on this Kale when he gets a couple of extra levels and is able to jump in and jump out with his spells. So Fizz can get a bit of a poke happening with his WQ combo, and then jump away with his E, or if you, depending on how much damage you do, you can even stay in and do more damage with your E as well. So Fizz is quite good once you get those couple of levels, but these first 3 levels you just have to play it safe. And as you can see, he's just sitting under turret, letting Kale push the wave up, running in, farming pretty well. He's only 2 farm behind at this point in the game, which is pretty impressive. So he's not missing a whole lot of farm. This is the 3rd wave, and he's missed 3 farm, I think, 12, 18, or maybe it's the 4th wave. So they don't. This level, people don't miss out on farm. They get all the farm. So here we go. Level 4, Swiffer is going to go in. He goes WQ combo, jumps in with his E. He's going to run away now. Taking damage, Q's back in. Ignite goes down. Exhaust goes down the Swiffer. Flashes back in. Takes a turret hit. And that is first blood. Swiffer giving up first blood to Kale. We got Aurelia in the top lane taking damage from Rumble 2, almost going down. Carbon is heading up towards the top lane. There we go. We got two kills, one going each way in the bottom lane, but directed camera is focusing on Kale. We've got Nidalee coming in. Jungle Nidalee coming in for the kill. If she can land the next spear. There we go. Jumping in. Spear. Change to Cougar. Jump in. EQ. It's an easy pickup. anyone low on Nidalee, when you if you can land a spear, you get that extra jump range. They're easy kills. Easy kills. Coming out of the jungle though, it's pretty crazy to see Nidalee doing well. So there we go. After those couple of exchanges, one went each way in the bottom lane, one went each way in the mid lane. Still nothing happening in the top. Rumble, with the name Rumble. That's obviously someone who likes Rumble. He's going 0-0, 28 CS to 24, so he's a little bit ahead of Aurelia. But still, somehow, red team's 300 gold ahead. So it's all coming in the bottom lane. Actually, if you look, the difference between Lucian and Cannon is going to be noteworthy throughout this game, which is always what you'd expect when you've got a... Here we go. Nidalee takes a whole lot of damage, flashes back over the wall and jumps. Carbon's flash fails and then puts his tunnel through. Rek'Sai is... I think he'll be good. I mean, he's very early in his life to see how good of a champ he is. Ultimate, to me, seems like a not quite as good TF ulti. Doesn't grant vision of enemies. Could potentially be global, but you have to have a tunnel to wherever you're going. So not quite as good as a TF ulti. You know, it doesn't give you a shield like a Shen ulti, but it is quicker than both of those and global. Like you can go anywhere, which is a cool thing about it. A bit like TF Salt back in the day. You know, had more range on it. I'm not sure if it was global in season 1 or 2, but it definitely had more range on it at one point. And the audio on Rek'Sai's ulti is terrifying. I'm not sure if he hasn't used it yet this game, but when he gets it and uses that, oh, if you don't jump out of your skin, then you're crazy. So we're just watching Fizz farm here. There's a bit of a fight going on bottom, but we're just focusing on this mid lane. Fizz doing a whole heap of damage, gets 6, goes ham. Kayle pops her ulti, cancels all the damage from Swiffer's ult. Swiffer's going to take a couple of turret hits and decide that he doesn't want to be a part of that. Rek'Sai in the bottom. Carbon manages to pick up 2 kills. Then they got a 3v1 here, moving in on Nidalee. The directed camera is going to go away, which is a bit upsetting. But Nidalee's going to get a double and get out alive there. I have no idea how that happened, but that is very impressive play. And Nidalee at this point in the game is 3-0, which is quite a good place to be. Alright, so looking at this game overall from now, we have almost 1,000 gold lead to red, so it's still a pretty close game. The largest difference being in the bottom lane. Cannon sitting on double Dorans, or he's about to be, so we'll be able to see the difference in items. But we've got a pickaxe and I forget what it's called, crit gold per 10 sword. I know what items do, I just can't remember all the names. That's alright. On Lucian, so Avarice Blade, is that it? Maybe. Anyway, so there we go. Pickaxe double Dorans versus End Boots versus Pickaxe Avarice Blade. I think that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, feel free to write in the comments and tell me I'm a big noob. I've only had a couple of comments so far on my videos, and yeah. Well, don't call me a big noob. Tell me I'm awesome. That'd be better. Alright, so we've got a gank here in the mid lane. Carbon comes in. They aren't able to make anything happen. Swiffer gets down low, Otto low, but nothing's picked up. Nidalee comes in the back, landing everything, picking up all the kills. Lands 2 spears, jumps in onto the Kayle. Fair bit of damage. Could almost go down here, but jumps out with the heal and the barrier. Sorry, and the Janna shield. Now we've got 3 people in mid lane running down with a Rumble chasing, 3 on low health. Turn back on the Rumble. What damage can they put down? He's low. He's not going to get away. That is a easy pickup right there. 3v1. I mean, they were low health and he landed almost a good ultimate, but truth is, 3 people on low health still do as much damage as 3 people on full health if you can't kill them. and he wasn't able to kill anyone there, so they just blew him up. Which is, it was always going to happen, especially with a 5-0 Nidalee, now 6-0. Maybe yeah. Anyway, Nidalee is getting out of control. 6-0, she has all of their kills except for one on Lucian. So Nidalee is going to be a problem for this blue team if they cannot shut her down. Lucian has got the only other kill, but he does have 2 deaths, so he is not ahead. So, focusing back on Swiffer and press B to blow, we have 13 CS advantage on Swiffer, and he's sitting in lane farming right now. There we go. Rumble's just picked up his first kill against Aurelia, which is pretty impressive. He's 10 CS behind, and Nidalee's heading up. They're probably going to pick up some kills, but the directed camera is keeping us on Fizz. There we go. Nidalee picks up one. Probably not going to pick the second one up. No. So item-wise, looking at Fizz, we got a Sheen and double Dorans and a Chalice happening. So he's basically going for all that burst damage when he Qs in, the Sheen proc, double Dorans for that extra damage and sustain. Kennen is going to go down in the bottom lane. Again, this game is looking good for the red team. They are currently almost 4,000 gold ahead, doing quite well. Lucian is going to dive this Blitzcrank under the turret, putting good damage down. Going to do a second dive, take 2 turret hits, and the second one is going to pick him up, even with the Janna shield. Blitzcrank is going to pick that one up. That's pretty impressive. So Swiffer's diving again under turret here. A lot of dives happening for red team. And as you can see, not the smartest plays. Even though this is Challenger, they do some silly things. To die to... So I'm going to fix up the directed camera here so we can watch what's happening and see if Nidalee's going to pick up another kill. She takes some damage from Cannon, Cannon gets a stun on. Going to chuck out some spears and then just run away. And we missed the kill on on Kale, but that's okay. That's all right. We're learning how to do the directed camera. I'm sure the next game will be better. So at this point, Swiffer is a fair bit ahead. He's 1-1-1. So 1 kill, 1 death, 1 assist. To Kale's 1 kill, 2 deaths and 0 assists. So Kale's fallen a little bit behind, and behind about 20 CS. So Swift is in a good place. Red team is in a good place with that fed Nidalee. Here we go. We've got a gank in the top lane and just a failed Rumble ult. Like, that's one of those things, you know. Like, Rumble ult may not be the easiest spell to land, but at this level you'd think you'd have it down pat, you know. At least not to just totally miss and put it out into the jungle off the map. Like, that's off the cliff. I think if you look over the edge of the top lane there, it's just a cliff and Rumble ult's going down off the edge so you can't see anything. Anyway, another fight breaking out in the bottom lane. Nidalee's coming down. Kennen's just going to pop his ult straight out of the bat, try and kill Nidalee. Blitzcrank, good guy Blitzcrank, is going to flash over the top of Kennen and give the kill to Nidalee, saving his own skin, which is pretty troll for a support. Kennen probably thought he was safe because he had that support shield there that was just going to die for him. Nope, support is out of there. We've got Swiffer coming in for a gank here in the jungle. He's going to land everything on Carbon. There's nothing he can do. Carbon's just going to take all that damage. So looking at Swiffer's items, he's got a Sheen, and now he's got an Nether Wisp as well. So the reason I've just gone quiet for a second is I'm actually writing down everything that Swiffer does, and my next video is going to be this same video without the audio, and we're going to do, I'm going to call it a copycat series. So my first copycat video is going to be me playing Fizz, and I'm going to copy Swiffer's build exactly and see how it turns out. So this is, I don't think I'm going to do solely Oceanic games, but because I want to teach myself more about Oceanic players, I'm going to focus on Oceanic for a while. So we've got another gank in the bottom lane. Nidalee's coming down. Rumble, decent Rumble ulti that time. Didn't totally whip it. Janna is going to go down. Red team is going to start to run, but teleport's coming in from Aurelia. Easy pick up there. Swiffer jumping on Rumble on low health. Nothing he can do. Carbon's sitting under turret, but he appears to be safe as well. Alright, so this point, red team is pretty much getting away. They're on, what is that, 7,000 gold advantage. Pretty much this game is over for these guys. As you can see, the game only goes to 21 minutes, so for blue team to be able to pick it back up and come back in the next 5 minutes would be pretty impressive. So this game's probably going to the red team, but we'll watch it out and see what happens. And also, if you want to check out my next video, we are going to be doing a copycat game. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do split screen, be able to watch this game happening at the same time as mine, and I'll be commentating my game and talking about what I'm doing as I do it, trying to copy Swiffer, trying to be the pro that Swiffer is in gold. So items wise, he's gone Flask 3 pots to start, and then at about 5 minutes he picks up a Doran's Ring and some wards, and then he picks up another Doran's Ring and Sheen, and then he goes into Aetherwisp, and then he goes Lich Bane and Amplifying Tome after that. So and Boots was in there somewhere. I'm not sure when he got Boots, but anyway, that's all written down for next game. Next game I play, I'll be able to copy that. So hopefully that'll be fun. I mean, I don't know whether this will take off as a series or whether it'll just be a one-time thing and I'll decide it's crap. But we'll definitely give it a go at least once. So Swiffer looks like he's hanging out maybe for some sort of fight in the bottom jungle down here. Blue team's heading in. Those Nidalee spears are doing so much damage with this AP Nidalee. With a Magi's getting that thing stacked up. 10 stacks currently on her Magi's. They are doing a lot of damage. We'll just have a look at Rumble to see. There we go. Quarter, or not quite a quarter of his health from one spear. That is a lot of damage. There we go, look at that. Nidalee's going to go down. That is a first death on Nidalee, but Swiffer is going to pick up 4 of the kills and run away. Nidalee is 10-1. Going to lose a couple of those stacks. Lucian killing supports in the jungle. What a mean guy. Just leave him alone. Supports are just trying to help out their ADCs and you just got to go and kill them. Alright, 18 minutes. We have 10,000 gold lead. This game has been pretty one-sided. Swiffer is 5-1. Rymester, sorry mate, I don't know how to say your name, is 10-1. That is a pretty fed Nidalee, that's for sure. 124 CS plays 92 in the mid lane, so Swiffer's a fair bit in front. He's coming in to help with the kill, but Chuffer has already picked it up. I don't know if that's actually Chuffer because it says Coles at the end. It probably is. Direwolf's Chuffer. Might be a Smurf or something, or maybe they've been sponsored by Coles. I'm not up to date with any sponsorships or anything. That'd be cool if they've been sponsored by Coles. Seems like an odd sponsor for an esports team, but maybe. Maybe. That's, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe not as weird as CLG's protein, whatever that was, some sort of fitness sponsor, but still pretty weird. Because all of us gamers need to know where we need to buy our groceries, and Coles is the place to do it. Alright, that's enough talk. Swiffer's gonna get hooked. He's gonna E over. He's ignited. He thinks he's going to go down, so he just stops and he gets out of there on, I don't know how much health. It wouldn't have been much. He would have been on 20 health probably. The fighter's going to go down. He's looking for coming back in. Gets scared. Uses his E. He's just sitting at the back waiting for, hoping his team will clean it up. Lucian's going to use a heal, give him a bit more health. Still in it. Red team is just knocking down the front door of blue team here. Cannon split pushing bottom for some strange reason when his team's about to lose their mid lane inhib turret, because it's a good trade, guys. This is the advice you learn from Challenger. You want to go bottom when they're killing your inhib turret, and you want to get the outer turret. That is a good trade. But Aurelia is going to go down to the turret. And they're good plays too. What you should also do is just tank turrets so they kill you. These are the Challenger strats. Turrets don't actually do much damage, they just stand there, and if you die and execute anyway, who cares? That's right. Oh, and the surrender's going to come out. There we go. That is game. Victory for the red team. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my next video if you want to see my copycat game, and remember to like and subscribe. In my copycat game, I'm going to make sure I go. What do we got? Lichbane, there's a large rod, Zika's arm guard, boots. I'm not going to upgrade my boots to level 2 unless I've got all of those items. Double Dorans in there at one point. Yeah, I can sell the double Dorans. Can sell my ward trinket at some point for a red trinket, and yeah, so hopefully that copycat will be fun. Check that out in my next video. There'll be a link on your screen now, and there'll probably also be a link in the description once it's done. If it's not done yet, then obviously won't be a video. Obviously I haven't made it yet, so check back and you'll be able to see that copycat video. Alright, thanks for listening guys, and we'll catch yous in the next one.